Where's the giant, Mansley? What?
Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Seth. Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and you can pre-order all of the Strixhaven cards you need right now by heading over to cardkingdom.com. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic. And this week, we're playing a Kaldheim tribe in Modern with a bit of a twist. So we are playing Seth Giants, but this isn't boring old standard Giants. We're playing Modern Giants, combining some powerful Kaldheim stuff with some Titans from Magic's past, and putting them all together with a bunch of ramp and trying to stomp people with Inferno Titans and Calamity Bears. So let's talk about the deck real quick. Jump into some games, see Izzet Giants for Modern in action. Alright, so here is our Izzet Giants deck. As you can see, 89 bucks of paper, 41 ticks on Magic Online. And the plan of this deck is basically to turbo out really big, really powerful Giants really quickly. So step one is actually our non-Giant stuff, our Ram spells. Invasion of the Giants, ramps, and kind of like preordains essentially over a couple turns. Coalition Relic, double ramps, Stink Drinker, Daredevil double ramps. And if you look closely at these ramp spells, you will see that they're all kind of doing the same thing. The idea of all of these cards is if we can play them on curve, Invasion of the Giants on turn 2, Coalition Relic, Stink Drinker on turn 3, we can untap on turn 4 and play a 6-drop, which is where the power of our deck really lies. Our biggest, baddest Giants are two Titans, Frost Titan, Inferno Titan. Frost Titan good at disrupting our opponent, tapping something down, hard to kill. Inferno Titan just a ridiculously fast clock. So if we have any of Invasion of the Giants, Coalition Relic, or Stinky early in the game, that's going to get us to a turn 4 Titan to hopefully close out the game. Backing up our Titans, we have a bunch more utility Giants. Calamity Bearer, absolutely absurd with Inferno Titan. It attacks and hits for 6 that we can split up if we need to, and then Inferno Titan itself is going to hit for at least 12, and we can pump it with red mana. Normally, something like Inferno Titan into Calamity Bearer just one-shots our opponent. Tectonic Giant gives us some card draws. Surtling Flinger can fling our other Giants at our opponent's face. Then we have our removal Giants. Bone Crusher, a shock on turn 2, a decent body on turn 3. Cyclone Summoner, a little expensive, but bounces essentially all of our opponent's stuff, unless they're somehow playing Giants or Wizards, leaves our stuff so then we can Alpha Strike, Lightning Bolt to, I don't know, damage our opponent's face, kill a creature. Otherwise, in the mana base, we get some more Giants with Glasspool Mimic, really good at copying Titans or our other Giants. And then in the sideboard, our one Giant is Thundercloud Shaman, which is insane against creature decks, dealing damage equal to the number of Giants we control to all non-Giant creatures. So it's essentially a 5-mana sweeper on a 4/4 body. That, if we have Calamity Bearer, is even better because we double up that damage. A bunch of counters, some removal, some pillages to deal with Tron lands, some graveyard hate. And that is Izzet Giants on a budget for Modern. That's our budget magic for this week. So, let's jump into the games. Cast some Inferno/Frost Titans on turn 4. See if that's good enough in Modern. So, thanks for watching. Enjoy the gameplay. And I'll be back in a bit with a wrap-up. Alright. Budget magic time. We are gianting. Oh my god, no ramp. Oh, this is so slow. We're gonna mulligan. Our deck really wants a ramp. Okay, this is better. So what are we gonna put to the bottom is the question. Probably a 6-drop. The question is, without knowing the matchup, would we rather have Inferno Titan or Frost Titan? I guess you know what, let's put Bone Crusher to the bottom. And this means even if our opponent thought seizes us, well, if they thought sees us, I guess they take Invasion of the Giants, and then we cry. All right, tap land. All right, that's fine. Now we get to get down Invasion of the Giants. And now life is reasonably good, because this means we're going to be able to play a 6-drop on turn 4, which is kind of the entire point of our deck. Bottom the Bolt, top the Shivan Reef, go. Well, we will see. Opponent, Plains, and Tidallo Sculler. Bone Crusher would have been nice. Oh, these new Titans look so good. The showcase frame looks really sweet on Frost Titan and Inferno Titan. That's like 40% of the reason I wanted to play the deck. Also, Giants are sweet. That's in there. And the deck seems like it could be pretty explosive. We have a lot of ways to get to a 6-drop on turn 4. And a 6-drop on turn 4, like, seems like it can be pretty good in some matchups. I mean, I think our opponent has to take Bone Crusher, or else, wow, okay. Opponent does not. Well, we get to draw an extra card. We draw a bunch of lands. We reveal Bone Crusher. Hit our opponent for 2. We Bone Crusher, the Tide Hallow Scholar. Do it now before, I don't know, Flicker Wisp or something could be a thing. Play a Mountain. Pass the turn, and, well, now we get to choose between Inferno Titan and Frost Titan. Opponent. Ghost Quarter. Oh, they don't know about the Bolt either. So if they try to go Arbiter, Ghost Quarter, we get to Bolt it. I guess if they do it on our upkeep, it would be very awkward. I mean, we just want to play a 6-drop. Sword of Light and Shadow, sure. Well, okay. Invasion of the Giants. Final mode achieved. I think we probably just play Frost Titan. Slower clock, but harder to kill, and we get to tap down a land for a turn. Ooh, there's a flinger, too. We'll play Shivan Reef, add double blue, Frost Titan, tap down a land. Well, here comes Giant Stomp. So it costs 3 mana for our opponent to path this, and if they path it, we get another land, and then we get close to Inferno Titaning anyway. Eldrazi Temple, sure, about it. Thought Not Seer? Yeah. Well, opponent has some options. They're not great options, but they are options. I'm assuming they take, well, I don't know. We technically can't cast either of these yet, but they are very powerful if we can cast them. You know what would make this deck sweet is if we had Giant Eldrazi Temple. If there was ever a tribe that deserved an Eldrazi Temple, it's probably Giants. Opponent takes the Inferno Titan. Well, best case, we Surtland Flinger. Worst case, well, there's Surtland Flinger. So we will go to combat. We'll just tap down Thought Knot, I think. Hit our opponent. Tap down Thought Knot Seer. Hit ya. Play a land. Surtland Flinger. Go. Our Giants are just bigger than our opponent's Eldrazi, which is kind of hilarious. Opponent is playing the tiny little Eldrazi that are just not big enough to keep up with the Giants. I mean, they're tearing apart our hand, but I don't know if it's going to be able to win them this game. We actually are pretty close to having lethal. Actually, we do have lethal with what we have on board right now, plus we have a Lightning Bolt, Eldrazi Displacer. Sure. So I guess this makes our opponent chump block. They can, like, blink Thought Knot Seer. Actually, maybe this is fine. So we're going to blink Thought Knot Seer to untap it. So what we need to do is Lightning Bolt, Eldrazi Displacer. Opponent blinks Thought Knot Seer. Takes Tectonic Giant. We play Bone Crusher. Attack, attack. Tap down Thought Knot Seer. Fling the Bone Crusher. Lethal. All right, yeah. Oh, they're going to blink the Flinger. Okay, that works. That does keep our opponent alive for a turn. Well, I guess we will play this Tectonic Giant off of Cascade Bluffs. Go to combat. Hit you with the Frost Titan. Tap down your Thought Knot Seer. Put you to 6. And our opponent's going to need a Eldrazi Wrath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I mean, I guess if they have Land All Is Dust, we lose from here. That would be... They can't be playing All Is Dust in this deck. Oh my god. Sorry! There was one of my loan orders I tried to give back. I tried to give it back a bit ago, and I was still in a league with the deck, so I couldn't give it back, and now it's going to ping me for constantly until I give it back, now that I initiated the process, so you get to watch me return last week's Against Odds deck real quick. Oh, the Narset got cut, thankfully. Alright. Okay, back to the game. Alright, opponent. Do you have an answer? It doesn't look like we missed much. Our opponent's still at 6. They're still questioning why are Giants bigger than Eldrazi. Well, this worked about exactly how we drew it up. Like, wrap it to a 6-drop, play some Giants, win the game. Alright, what do we have that's good against our opponent's deck is the question. Counters are a little sketchy because they probably have... I think Thundercloud's probably good enough. Let's bring in Thunderclouds. Go down a Cyclone Summoner. Go down maybe 1 Calamity Bearer and 1 Flinger. I think I'd rather just have... Yeah, let's try it like that. I think I'd rather just have Thundercloud Shaman. Because they probably have Thalias. We saw Tide Hallow Scholars. We saw Displacers. Those are all things that are small enough. And if we have a good draw, we could even be getting rid of Big Eldrazi. But they have enough small stuff, I assume, that Thundercloud's pretty good. Thundercloud's insane when you run into, like, Go Wide Elves or decks like that. Like, if you get it down in time, it's just pretty much game over. Also considered, I'm honestly not sure. The other option would be to play the Giant Saga, which, I don't know. I don't know if I'd rather have the Giant Saga or Thundercloud. Thundercloud has a reasonable body, not a great body. Also, Thundercloud, one of the skinniest giants. Most giants are kind of thick and hefty, but Thundercloud, kind of a wispy little giant, but still good enough to wrath the board. The curve's a little better than it looks because we can stomp on two. Although this is still a deck that would rather be on the play than the draw for sure. Like on the play, getting down our ramp on turn 2, like we saw there with Invasion of the Giants, so good. I actually like this hand. I mean, we don't have a finisher, but our deck is full of expensive giants, and having the mana to cast them seems helpful. And no matter how many Tide Hollows / Thought-Knot Seers our opponent plays, we should be able to play our finishers. Well, there's a finisher. Mountain Go. Would love to get down this Invasion of the Giants. That's the dream. The card draw and scrying is also pretty helpful here. Worst case, Coalition Relic, not bad. Or Stinky. Caves of Koilos for our about it. Thalia would actually slow us down here, which is awkward. Thalia. Yeah. Well, that does slow us down. Shivan Reef Go. About it. Swamp. And Tidallo's Sculler. Sure. Well, thankfully we have 2 ramp spells we can play, even through the Thalia. Minus this Thalia, this hand would be great. And then if our opponent passed Stink Drinker, at least we get a land out of it. I assume they just take Invasion of the Giants, but we'll see. Ooh, alright, take Stink Drinker. Interesting. So opponent's kind of on the tempo plan, I guess. Gets and hits us. Sure. Well, play the island. Invasion of the Giants. Do some scrying. Bottom. Do we even want Calamity Bear? Probably not. I mean, we can cast it next turn. What are we doing next turn? You know what? Maybe we keep it. We should be able to draw 2. So maybe we draw an untap land as well. I mean, either way, we can Calamity Bear, have a blocker, and then either Thundercloud or Cyclone Summoner. Conversely, we could also just play Coalition Relic and more or less guarantee that we're going to get to something big the following turn. We'll see. It probably depends on the pressure our opponent has. We can take 4 and take 4, and then Cyclone Summoner. If our opponent has another creature, we probably need a blocker. Flicker Wisp. Okay. Flickering Invasion of the Giants doesn't do anything. I guess I can Flicker Tide Hollow? Okay, gonna Flicker Tide Hollow. Opponent's got 3 cards in hand. Alright. Takes the Cyclone Summoner. Well, we are gonna reveal Calamity Bear. Well, actually, they already know about Thundercloud. That makes more sense. So what's the nightmare here? We run out Calamity Bear, they kill it. Hit us for a bunch, but then we Thundercloud as long as they don't have another discard spell. I guess that would be the nightmare, is they can kill the Calamity Bear and get rid of the Thundercloud, then we might be in trouble. So reveal Thundercloud, hit you for 2. Play the mountain. Calamity Bear, go. Alright, well, this is a big turn. If our opponent can get the Thundercloud out of our hand, they got a decent shot, because we just have a bunch of ramp, and we might waste the last mode of our Invasion of the Giants. On the other hand, if we resolve Thundercloud, odds of us winning goes up significantly. Especially with Calamity Bear, which makes it a hard sweeper here. Well, we'll see what our opponent's got. Thankfully, because of Thalia, they can't Path and Thought-Knot Seer. Opponent. Attacks with everything. Well, in that case, we will block Tide Hollow. Opponent might be setting up a Fatal Push, but I think that's fine. Because we get back Cyclone Summoner, which means we should have a Wrath either way. Like, this is probably setting up Fatal Push. Or maybe it's our opponent saying they can't deal with Thundercloud and they know they're about to get Wrath. That's also possible. Oh, opponent lost connection! I don't think our opponent's used to running into Giants. This might be our opponent giving up. Knowing that they're back. Okay, opponent returns. Just kidding. They're about to get Modern Horizon limited by Thundercloud Shaman. Opponent. Well, now I kind of like where we're at. Could use more big giants, but... Alright, so we get back Cyclone Summoner. See what our opponent's follow-up is. Opponent. Wasteland Strangler. Wow, that is an odd choice. Okay. There's nothing in exile, right? There is not. Well, that's good. That gives us something else to wrath. Ooh, opponent! Opponent sees the... Oh boy. Okay, the Giants were coming. Yeah. The opponent sees the end in sight. Sees the end in sight. I mean, we're just going to cast Thundercloud, wrath our opponent's board. Our board goes untouched, hit you for 6, and at that point, especially with Glasspool Mimic coming off the top, so next turn we can theoretically just do it again, or get like quadruple damage with Calamity Bear. Yeah, that went well. That went very well. Sweet, sweet. All right, budget magic time. We are gianting in Modern this week. And, well, stand's not bad. We'll have to decide next turn about this glass pool. If we don't draw another blue source, we're going to have to play it so we can Stink Drinker Frost Titan. All right, Mountain, go. So opponent mulligan a bunch, which probably means they're playing Tron, I would assume. Well, all right, not Tron. Blackleaf Cliffs. Dredge? Probably Dredge then. Well, Invasion of the Giants is interesting. Let's play Invasion of the Giants. Scry. I think we actually just want both of these. Put on top, put on top. Pass the turn. Opponent. Mountain. Croxa. So opponent's also trying to play Giants. We will discard a Lightning Bolt. And passes. Let's reveal Bone Crusher. Hit you for 2. Glasspool Shore. Go. So what we want to do is ramp into Frost Titan next turn, and then followed up by Calamity Bear and just kill our opponent super quick. Blackleaf Cliffs. Seasoned Pyromancer. Sure. I guess, do we stomp that? We might stomp that. Alright, we are going to stomp that. Discards 2 lands. Well, we will stomp the Seasoned Pyromancer. I'm not sure how our opponent's going to deal with the Frost Titan here, honestly. That's going to be the problem. Well, problem for our opponent. For us, it's good news. Play a Mountain, Frost Titan, tap down a Blackleaf Cliffs, pass the turn. Frost Titan conveniently dodges a lot of removal. I guess Liliana is an answer right at the moment, but opponent Blackleaf Cliffs, or Bloodstained Mire. Thought seizes, gonna take Calamity Bear, I assume. Yep, and cracks a Bloodstained Mire. Opponent's down to 2 cards in hand. Inquisition. Alright, so opponent's gonna cast all the discard, hope for the best. The other problem for our opponent is Frost Titan can also tap down Croxa if it needs to. Well, cast Bone Crusher Giant, go to combat, hit you for 6, tap down a land. And I think we just play the land because if our opponent can't afford to get back Croxa. If they get back Croxa, they lose. So they need to find another line, silent clearing. Because this is 10, so they get back Croxa, we just tap it down, 10 you, win. And opponent realizes no outs, scoops it up, and that went pretty well. That went very well. Alright, so opponent's playing Croxa. Wait, our opponent... Our opponent got checked out by Giants and scooped it up mid-match. Alright, well, opponent tried to Croxa, realized that we had the better Giants, and gave up. Alright, budget magic time. We are... playing some Giants in Modern this week, and this hand doesn't have any ramp. However, it does have Giants, and they're not our most expensive Giants, so let's Temple of Epiphany, Scry, Island to the bottom, go. Opponent, Snow-Covered Island, and alright. Opponent appears to be a Mildeck. Unfortunately, this is the crab that we cannot answer easily. Well, Island go. Gonna wait on the glass pool since we might want to copy something. Opponent. Snow-covered forest. Mills. Land and 2 Frost Titans. Opponent passes. Well, play Shivan Reef. Yeah, play Bone Crusher. Get a clock going. Pass the turn. Opponent Growth Spirals. Puts a fetch land into play. Cracks a fetch land, so gonna mill a bunch. Well, we'll see what our opponent does other than milling. Okay, more crabs. So it appears that our opponent is just all about the crabs. I'm going to hope that that's enough, and it very well could be. Like, they have 2 of them. Well, we will go to combat, attack our opponent. Opponent takes it. Play Shivan Reef, run out Tectonic Giant, pass the turn. Harrow. Alright, so opponent is all about the crabs. Yeah. Oh my goodness, and a Mana Lake. Alright. Well, dreams are being lived in Crabland. Opponent. I wonder what happens if you don't draw crabs, though. Do you just scoop? Opponent. Another loot house. More milling. Well, looks like our opponent's got this one. We're just not going to be fast enough to beat these double crabs. Unfortunately, they had Ruined Crab, so we played our Bone Crusher, and then they top deck Hedron Crab. Calamity Bear. I mean, Calamity Bear is sweet. I don't know if it's going to resolve, or matter if it does. Calamity Bear. Opponent. Grow Spirals. Alright, sure, you go, opponent. Hits a land, of course. Mills 6. Grow Spirals. Does not hit a land. Well, we will attack you. Opponent takes it down to 7. Play Shivan Reef. Pass the turn. Well, let's see if it's game. Opponent tapping many mana. All right, so opponent's playing one of the jankier things I've ever seen, which is cute. Ether Gustin, Negated. We'll go down a Flinger. We'll go down Frost Titans. We'll go up Thundercloud Shamans. And run it like that. I'm very curious what happens if our opponent does not draw multiple crabs, though. Then it seems like or if your crabs just die, then it seems like you're apt to just be spinning your wheels and doing nothing. But, opponent's deck looks sweet when you happen to draw multiple crabs, and your opponent does not have an answer for them. Now, Temple of Epiphany. Flinger, probably gonna go bottom for now, pass the turn. Island for our opponent. And alright. I mean, looks like our opponent's crab fetish is holding true so far. We're gonna put both on top, because they're gonna get milled, and we don't actually want them. Oh my goodness. Oh, God. Alright, so opponent, dreams exist to be lived. Sure. Mills a bunch of cards. Opponent. Well, we will reveal an Inferno Titan. Hit you for 2. Play a Glasspool Shore. Mills. And passes. Well, I mean, we're going to cast a Inferno Titan. It's probably going to get countered, because Cavern of Souls, unfortunately, costs an ungodly amount of money. Shoot down Ruin Crab. Opponent, fetch land. Mills for a bundle. Corrects a fetch land. Mills for a bundle more. And has a Harrow. Oh. Well, opponent is definitely living their best life. I mean, it's sweet. It's sweet to see that it's working out for our opponent. All right. Well, I mean, that's a game. I would actually love to play this deck again, because I feel like I would like to see the deck when it does not run its best. But, I mean, hats off to our opponent that time. They drew a lot of crabs, they played a lot of ramp spells, and it worked. All right, budget magic time. We are playing some Izzet Giants in Modern, and this hand looks reasonable. We have a lot of ramp. We don't have a payoff for the ramp. See what our opponent's up to. Hopefully Invasion of the Giants finds us a payoff. Thoughtseize would be annoying. Seachrome Coast. Alright. Opponent passes. Well, play the island, play Invasion of the Giant. Bottom, and I think we actually keep another invasion. That gives us more scrying for next turn to find a Titan, hopefully. Cavern of Souls. Opponent, alright, playing Spirits. Ether Vial. Well, our big giants should be good if we can find and resolve them. So we draw Invasion of the Giants. We reveal Bone Crusher. Hit our opponent. Invasion of the Giants Part 2. Maybe this is fine. Alright, put on top, put on top. Temple of Epiphany. So we don't get a 6-drop, but we do get to start playing good giants. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. And we have a Bolt. So if our opponent counters something with Spell Queller, we theoretically can get it back. Opponent's down to 16. Skyclave Apparition. Alright, going to hit the ramp invasion. That's fine. So we untap. We draw an extra card. Reveal Tectonic Giant. Hit ya. Play Tectonic Giant. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent. What can you do, Spirits? Who's the better tribe? Giants versus Spirits. Opponent. Untaps. No Vial yet. Flooded Strand. Opponent. Drog Skull Captain. And passes. Well, alright. Giant discount. Calamity Bear. Go to combat. Attack you. Hit you for 6. Opponent. Blocks. Blocks. Okay, sure. Vials in. Selfless Spirit. Sacks it. Well, we will stomp the Drog Skull Captain. I mean, this still works out. Opponent is still on the giant clock. And opponent done. That's enough. Wow. Okay. That went really well. And now, tech time. Thundercloud Shamans. The natural enemy of decks playing a bunch of small creatures. And that might be all. Thundercloud's in. We'll get on one Flinger. We'll get on one Summoner. And well, Stinky actually seems fine in this matchup. Our opponent's not overly removal heavy. Maybe one Frost Titan. Try it like that. Could bring in Mystic Disputes as well. It might be worth it. Alright, let's go down Stinky. Bring in the Mystic Disputes. Well, game 1 went well. Our creatures are big. Well, this is a pretty fair hand, but I think it's fine. Like, this is one where we might just be casting giants, but Bone Crush our opponent's first thing, theoretically, into 3 Calamity Bears is... That means any giant is hitting for a ridiculous amount of damage. I don't even know if I knew the math. Opponent passing. And hitting ramp would still be fine. Well, mountain go. Alright. Well, we know we're going to be able to cast the Calamity Bears. Opponent untaps. Wow, they kept a one-lander? Oh boy, opponent. Oh, opponent. I feel a little bit bad for you. This is not going to end well, I don't think. Opponent untaps. Alright, hits land number 2. So opponent is going to be able to maybe play a bit of Magic. Human. Aurillac Champion. Opponent. That is kind of good against us. Well, in that case, we'll just Invasion of the Giants. Do some scrying. Bottom and definitely topping Frost Titan. Play them out and pass the turn. Whew. Alright. Well, we have Blue Giants too, opponent. They get around your Aurillac Champion. Does our opponent find land number 3? So it seems like our opponent specifically mulligan for Aurillac Champion. 2 Aurillac Champions. Still not convinced this is going to be enough, though, honestly. Opponent gains a bit of life, gets and hits us. Yeah, down to 19. Well, we get to scry and draw. There's Frost Titan. And Glass Pool. Well, reveal Calamity Bear, hits ya. Play Chivalry. Play Calamity Bear. Pass the turn. Opponent gains some life. Bone Crusher is a way we can potentially kill these Aurillac Champions eventually. Opponent. Phantasmal Image. On Aurillac Champion. Gain some life. I don't think our opponent's seen the Blue Giants yet. Opponent. Hits us, sure. Well, we untap. My god, so many Calamity Bears. Play Cascade Bluffs. Play Frost Titan. I think we just tamp down a land for now. So opponent gains a bunch of life. But now we have a Frost Titan. Next turn, we can play another Frost Titan with Glasspool Mimic. And at that point, I think our opponent's just kind of hard-locked. They focus really heavily on Aurillac Champions, not seeing our blue cards. And yeah. Opponent kept a hand that would have been really good against our red cards, but did not know that Frost Titan was part of the plan. Well, that went pretty well. Sweet. All right, budget Magic time. We are gianting in Modern this week. Izzet Giants, and this game doesn't look bad. Not especially fast, but we'll see. Well, definitely do not want Island. Have plenty of manas at the moment with this cola. Oh boy. All right, Spire Bluff. That's a frightened. Oh my god, more lands. All right. Well, apparently we will continue to draw lands, whether we want them or not. Oh. Okay. So opponent appears to be Living End. That could be problematic for our poor little giant deck. Coalition Relic, go. So this build of Living End, I assume, is as foretold. So it is probably just a pile of counter spells, a bunch of cycling creatures, and then as foretold to play Living End or Electrodominance as a backup. Opponent passes. Well, play the land. Play Calamity Bear, I think. We're probably going to get countered again, aren't we? Well, Calamity Bear. Go. Pass the turn. Opponent. Okay, so they have the Living End. 10 power of Hexproofers. Yeah, this might end poorly. We do have some okay sideboard cards. Opponent gets and hits us. Down to 10. Plays a tap land. We draw more lands. Well, opponent, Vendilion Click. Well, I mean, that's exactly what our opponent's deck wants to do. Unfortunately, I think they probably have us here. Opponent. I mean, they can probably take nothing here. Takes Tectonic Giant. We get another Tectonic Giant. Well, Bolt Vendilion Click. Play a Mountain. Play Calamity Bear. Go. So we're dead to anything. Any removal spell. In theory, we can block and go to 5 and trade with one of these Hexproof Dorks. But then we're still dead to like a counter spell or anything. Yeah, down to 5. The opponent finds as foretold. Crashing Footfalls. All right, little bit of everything going on over there. Well, now we're definitely dead. Sure. Well, yeah, this might be tricky. So we can bring in Mystical Dispute Negate, Soul Guide Lantern, go down a Flinger, go down Lightning Bolt, go down one Stink Drinker. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Because Living End, not only is it our opponent's finisher, it's also a Wrath for our Giants, which, Soul Guide Lantern, but nothing castable. Well, okay. This is better. Soul Guide Lantern and potentially cards we can cast. I guess we just put Inferno Titan to the bottom for now. Hand's not swift. The good news is we don't just lose to Living End because we have Soul Guide Lantern. Opponent, Chivalry, and passes. Well, we'll play Cascade Bluffs for now. We'll see, because if we keep drawing lands, we would actually like to hold on to this Glass Pool Mimic for other purposes. Opponent cycles, plays a land, passes, we draw. Coalition Relic. Well, we're going to try to play Coalition Relic. Opponent has a remand. Yeah, this mixes together a lot of stuff that's really bad for our archetype. Tons of counters, incidental weird sweepers, and a potentially fast combo. That is kind of a who's who of stuff that our deck does not want to face. Coalition Relic. Again. Temple of Epiphany. Scry. Now we wouldn't mind a 6-drop. You know what? We'll keep Invasion. That's fine. Pass the turn. So next turn we can Invasion plus run out a Giant, or attempt to at least. Opponent passes. Well, charge up the Relic. Untap. Add a red mana. Invasion of the Giants. Do some scrying. Bottom. Definitely do not want those. And then, yeah, I mean, I guess we just run out Tectonic Giant, or attempt to. Pass the turn. So our opponent still can Living End to sweep our board, but Soul Guide Lantern means they're not going to get to reanimate, which is good. Opponent passes. Well, all right, Invasion of the Giants. We draw Coalition Relic. Ooh, Inferno Titan sweep, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, did we forget to charge this up? Oh no. Oh no, did we punt? We might have punted. I think we did. Oh my goodness. Well, go to combat. Attack you. Draw cards. Yeah, we definitely forgot to charge up our Relic. That's going to get us yelled at, isn't it? Take the Island. Hit our opponent for 3. Play the Island. Play Inferno Titan. Hit our opponent for 3. Pass the turn. Opponent. Electro Dominance. So we need them to actually cast the Living End. Soul Guide Lantern. Alright, opponent finds a Curator. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness! Oh, no. Oh! Well, the Graveyard Hate was not enough. So opponent's still gonna have 12 power. Yeah. Yeah, this feels tough. Living End, wow. They had 4 things they could cycle with 3 mana. That's unfortunate. And they draw the As Foretold, and we scoop it up. Yeah, that feels like a really tough matchup for Giants. Every bit about that. Like, we're a tribal deck on a budget so we don't get Cavern of Souls, so the counters are good, Living End's good, our opponent's a fast combo deck, that's good. If you could construct a matchup that we wouldn't want to play, it is probably pretty close to what our opponent's playing. Well, fair enough. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing some Izzet Giants in Modern. And, sounds fine. We will keep. Mana's a little awkward on turn 1, but 4 is for our opponent. Okay. Well, perhaps we get punished by playing awkward mana on turn 1. We'll see. Would have been nice to be able to bolt this Arbor Elf, but hopefully we're not too far behind. Opponent cracks. Temple Garden, untapped, and Heliod. Well, Cascade Bluffs, add some red mana, stomp the Arbor Elf, go. Yeah, unfortunate that our opponent got to get down Heliod. Wow, especially since they don't have lands. Well, play the Island, play Coalition Relic. I mean, the good news is Frost Titan tapping down lands might be relevant. Conclave Mentor. Well, let's charge this up. Untap. Win a summoner. All right, add a mana. Blue. Cascade Bluffs. Frost Titan. Tap down a land. Pass the turn. Okay, this might be good enough. Opponent. Utopia Sprawl. Well, I think I know what land we're tapping down next turn. I'm kind of thinking that this Coalition Relic is going to end the game. Or Coalition Relic into Cyclone Summoner. Oh, Calamity. Oh my god, Calamity Bear. Alright. 12. So we can't win this turn. So I think what we do is Lightning Bolt, Conclave Mentor. Opponent gains a couple life. Yeah. Coalition Relic number 2. Temple of Epiphany. 2 is probably enough. Hit ya. Tap down the Utopia Sprawl land. Opponent finds a land. Cool. Okay. Well, charge. Charge. Wow, we're just short of winning. Add a blue. Add a blue. Play a Cyclone Summoner. Opponent was probably not expecting the Cyclone Summoner. Scoops it up. All right. Try to combo us, will ya? Well, Ether Gust can come in. Thundercloud Shaman can come in. Some temptation to pillage, but it's probably not worth it. We will go down a Cyclone Summoner, a Flinger, a Stink Drinker, and let's go one Tectonic Giant. Try it like that. Well, that went surprisingly well. Opponent kept a hand that really needed Mana Dorks, and when we could kill the Mana Dorks and play a fast Frost Titan, our opponent just wasn't able to do much. Frost Titan can be quite the card. Like, it can really punish your opponent for keeping a clunky hand. And we got to see it there. Max punishment. Ooh, okay. I mean... This hand can play a turn 4 Inferno Titan. The question is whether a turn 4 Inferno Titan is enough. We will get to Scry. I think we got to mulligan it, actually. Alright, this is better. We will keep. We will put a Flinger to the bottom. Alright, so this means we get to stomp something turn 2. I feel like having a bit of removal is pretty important. Stomp something turn 2. Hopefully Bone Crusher turn 3. And then maybe Mimic into Thundercloud for the Wrath. Opponent. Wins up Heath, cracks it. Plains. Aurillac Champion. I'll play an island past the turn. Champion is kind of annoying. Not unbeatable, but annoying. Especially in our opponent's deck, which can use it as a combo piece with Heliod. Land. Oh dear. Yeah, sounds real good. Opponent goes attacking. Hits us down to 19. Well, Glasspool Shore, go. Ooh, yeah, very, very afraid. Opponent. Plains. Walking Ballista. Yeah, I guess we just stomp it now. We could wait. The problem is if we wait, then our opponent can kind of just hold us hostage, and we have to leave up our mana forever. Yeah. Grows the champion. Fizzles our Bone Crusher. Hits us. In a pretty fragile spot, honestly. Temple of Epiphany, Scry. Coalition Relic, bottom. Well, yeah, this is a drawback. Our deck can be slow, and Aurillac Champion is good against our removal. If our opponent can reassemble a combo, then we're pretty dead. Spike Feeder, Collected Company, Walking Ballista, those are the cards that pretty much just make us die. Alright, Spike Feeder, Infinite Life. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we change anything. We just be happy that we are on the play this game, which hopefully makes a difference. We just couldn't get our big stuff down quick enough. I wonder if we need an answer to Aurillac Champion. Bone Crusher can, like, kinda be, but we have to, like, get it in combat, which isn't necessarily very easy. Well, alright. We'll keep. Hopefully we don't get Aurillac Championed again. But as it sits, we have Stomp into Bone Crusher into Calamity Bear, which isn't bad. Opponent aggressively mulliganing. Well, Temple of Epiphany. Yeah. Don't want to land at the moment. Pass the turn. Opponent, Temple Garden tapped. Play the Mountain past the turn. Opponent, Forest. And Conclave Mentor. Well, that is good enough to stomp on. Untap with Thundercloud 2. Well, play the land. Play Bone Crusher Giant. Pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Oh, if they go infinite, that would be bad for us. Well, play the land. Calamity Bear. Oh, we might be getting London Mulligan here. Well, attack ya. Hit ya. 4-8. Well, let's see if they got the full Monty. Opponent untaps. Do they also have Heliod? Collected Company. Do they find a Heliod in their top 6? Alright, no Heliod. So we're not dead. Oh my goodness, an untap land would be spectacular. That would be the best. Untap land, Thundercloud Shaman, we win this game. Sadly, we put one to the bottom several turns ago. What if we play Glasspool on Calamity Bear? Opponent has to block here. So we still could just die this turn. We know there's a Walking Ballista. It's going to have an extra counter. Well, let's play Invasion of the Giants. The tap land might be getting us. Wow. That would be a sad way to lose. To have the Thundercloud in hand, but not be able to cast it, and then our opponent combo off. Well, do some scrying. Bottom and top. Glasspool Shores. Well, this is it. Does our opponent win this turn? One of their cards is Walking Ballista. The one that kills us is Heliod. Horizon Canopy. And, I mean, they didn't have Heliod last turn. Or they would have played it over Coco and just won. Arbor Elf, sure. Come on, be Walking Ballista. Be Walking Ballista. Yes! I think we got him. That should do it. We can even reveal the Thundercloud to rub it in a bit. We draw land. We draw another land. We reveal Thundercloud Shaman. Hit ya. Thanks to Calamity Bearer, Thundercloud is going to be lethal even if they kill our Bone Crusher. Thundercloud Shaman. Sideboard tech coming through. So they can kill Bone Crusher, but we still hit for 4. If they don't kill Bone Crusher, okay, they're going to kill Bone Crusher, which makes sense. But thanks to Calamity Bear, this is still fine. It's a giant permanent, double the damage. So they kill Bone Crusher, but we still get 4 damage to everything. Yeah. So opponent can go up to 15. They can sack this. It doesn't really do anything, though. Yeah, opponent gains life. Board Wrath, gains life. Play the Mountain. Hit ya. Well, all right. Opponent needs Coco into their combo, I think. Land. Cracks it. Well, I mean, this is it. They combo this turn or they die on our turn. Sacks. Looking for the Coco. Spike Feeder. Sure. Is that enough? Oh, we get an Ether Gust, too. Well, that helps. Cyclone Summoner? Yes! The Jake is working! And about it. Scoops it up. Well, they might be giants and they might be winning. Yeah, we'll take it. Sweet. So what did we learn this week about Izzet giants in Modern? And overall, we went 4-2 with the deck, which is a pretty reasonable record. Although I will say, there was another match against Blue-White Control that I ended up scooping. The problem against Blue-White Control that makes me very, very sad is we don't have Cavern of Souls. If there was one request I could make of Wizards, is please reprint Cavern of Souls aggressively. If it could be cheap enough for budget decks, it would be an absolutely huge deal. I feel like against a hardcore, like, Cryptic, Mana Leak, Remand Control deck, that is the card that's the difference between winning or losing. Like, if we had Cavern to make ourselves uncounterable, we just stomp all over a Blue-White Control deck. But without it, our opponent just counters all of our big 6 drops and we get really sad. So I guess that would make us 4-3 overall. But really, the decks felt oddly effective. The ramp plan was good. The Titans are obviously insane. We got to see Inferno and Frost Titan go off. The support giants are really good. So all around, I actually like this deck quite a bit. It's like, is it giant ramp essentially? But it's ramping in really weird, specific to giant ways. So, if you like casting Frost Titans and Inferno Titans, or you like the giant tribe, I feel like this is at least a reasonable budget option for Modern. Is it like new tier 1? No, I mean, it's a budget deck, but it is a pretty competitive feeling budget deck, and it's super fun to play. So that's been Izzet Giants. That's our budget magic for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Did you enjoy today's budget magic? Well, make sure to check out last week's episode where we did some Simic snow stomping with Abominable Tree Folk in Modern.